Okay. Now, just to recap as to what we did last time, we defined gait where we said gait is a cyclical, rhythmical pattern, movement patterns of upper limb and lower limb in an erect posture in any chosen direction, because we said walking forward is what people usually do, but we do walk sideways and we do walk backwards in some situations where the need arises, and therefore any chosen direction is important part of the definition. Then we saw that there are two major reasons for anyone to show gait deviations. One, first being neurological deficit. So whenever there is any neurological insult that the patient suffers, patient can have upper motor neuron lesion, lower motor neuron lesion. In lower motor neuron lesion, now that you have done your first year physiology, we know it could be anterior horn cell, it could be the axons collectively forming a nerve, or it could be a primary muscle itself. So any of these three structures, if they are involved, we will say it is lower motor neuron lesion. These also can give rise to a gait deviation, basically because again of a muscle weakness and sensory involvement also. In upper motor neuron lesion, again we saw it could be because of the tonal changes, it could be because of the muscle weakness, and again it could be because of sensory involvement. The second major reason to show gait or pathological gaits is orthopedic reasons or musculoskeletal problems. So it could be again contractures, or it could be any deformities, or it could be painful joint condition. Any of this can also lead to pathological gaits. After having seen this last time, or in last session, we finished hemiplegic gait, then we talked about Parkinson's gait, and we talked about poliomyelitic gaits, wherein we saw individual muscle weakness, what happens. Now it can also be seen collectively. So once you know what happens at an individual muscular level, if a patient reports with more than one muscle weakness, I guess you should be able to find out why it is so. We will now see in today's session ataxic gait, and then we will go on to spastic gaits. Now in ataxic gaits, again we know that there is cerebellar ataxia and there is sensory ataxia. Any idea what is the difference between the two? No one knows. Okay. So in cerebellar ataxia, as the name suggests, I hope you all can hear me.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yeah, because I don't get any feedback from you all. So once in a while, I want some response from you guys, so I know that I'm in the session. Otherwise, somebody can remove me from session, because I heard that complaint from Srushti few 1 month back or so, that people have been removing her intentionally. That's why now we had to take this step of forming only or sending a link to Swarangi, so that no other people can remove Srushti. I hope you all don't remove me. Therefore, I need feedback once in a while. Okay. Now, as the name suggests, in cerebellar ataxia, it is the cerebellum, that is the primary structure which is affected in central nervous system. And because of cerebellar lesion, the features which are seen because of the cerebellum are evident. That is, there is hypotonia, there is dysmetria. You will learn all this eventually in your lectures. And there is pendular jerk, then there is discomposition of any movement, or what is dysmetria? There is misjudging of the distance through which the movement has to be performed. So there could be undershooting or there could be overshooting of the limb during a particular movement. And all these there are many more features. There are around 10 features or so which have been enumerated in your Sullivan. And I guess Sullivan is a very standard book to be bought for third years. So if you have bought it, you can read cerebellum disorders. At least you will get to read those 10 classical problems which are seen because of cerebellum involvement. I have narrated few. Then there is again problem between the agonist and antagonist co-contraction. So ideally, whenever we start using agonist, antagonist has to relax or should not work. But this again, this balance is disturbed, and therefore you get to see nystagmus. That is one more clinical feature. But I would say the crux of all cerebellum disorders or the problems that you see, those have been narrated in your cerebellum. One